Family friendly.
No!
It's literally true. We've met the children.
It is almost time. It is almost time.
Well, you can't lie. It was at least funny, fellas. It was at least funny.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Losers Lounge. The Losers Lounge to finish up the preseason, man. We are live from the Toyota Losers Lounge and presented by Bet365. Use the code DNVR365, deposit $10, place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets. The Nuggets drop their preseason finale 94-91 in heartbreaking fashion to the Oklahoma City Thunder. But I will say, a lot of positive takeaways, I thought, in this game, particularly from the first half. I can't wait to break it all down. I'm Harrison Wynn, joined by Brendan Vogt.
Some say it's a heartbreaking loss. I would say less heartbreaking than overtime, honestly.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
Hey, honestly, that was a really exciting performance from the shorthanded Nuggets. Excited to break it down with my favorite fellas, you know?
This was another exciting preseason game for the most part. You know, while the regular guys were in there. I mean, that's been a theme to a lot of these preseason
100%.
games. So definitely a lot to discuss. Also joined by D-Line.
That's right, guys. I would describe this as heartbreaking if I had nothing else going on in my life. And I don't, so it was.
Would it have been more heartbreaking if they won in overtime? Just because of the fact it would have gone to overtime?
No, you understand that I'm 5% man and 95% spite. You know what I mean? And so when my spite doesn't get felt and I'm left with just my 5% of man, it's like, what is there? You know what I mean?
It's not enough, man.
No, it's not nearly enough, man.
Not nearly enough.
Also got Superstar Dev over there.
Yeah, you son of a biscuit.
Someone watched that full game and came in and said Zeke sucks. He has the worst PR team of all time.
Poor Zeke.
Man.
But that was not fun. But it started fun.
It was fun. It was super fun.
It was a fun preseason game. There's definitely a lot to go over. Let's go through a quick, fast recap if you're curious at all about how this game went down, which you might or might not be.
Please, let's hear the insights.
I want a long recap, Harrison.
You want a long, fast recap?
I want a long, fast recap.
Big notes from this game. Before the game even started, Jokic, Jamal, AG, Christian Braun out. The Thunder played their guys. The Thunder started SGA, Caruso, Dort, Chet Holmgren, Hartenstein. Like, they played their guys in this one, but the Nuggets played really well in the first quarter. First real note of this game, Tim Hardaway Jr., nice catch and shoot three.
Cooking.
Tim Hardaway had his best game of the preseason by far. Hit some shots. My second note of the game, Mark Daigneault challenged to charge call and lost.
Yeah, that was good.
I feel like the refs were taking a stand because there was definitely, he was right. But they were like,
it's
go
preseason,
away, dude. Like, get lost.
It's good to have preseason challenges because if the green light isn't working, like that's something you want to know before the season starts.
You gotta
know
know
what I mean?
You gotta
go through all the motions.
And then David Adelman later challenged the call. Joined in on the fun.
Also lost.
Tim Hardaway Jr., 3 threes in the first quarter. 3 threes. It was 22-21. The Thunder were leading. So Nuggets right in it. They were playing well. Denver's defense in that second quarter was big. Really stood out. Lots of steals. Everybody was getting steals. Zeke, Spencer Jones, Peyton Watson had a couple dunks in transition. And then Peyton Watson, who was definitely one of the standouts of this game. I don't know if I've ever seen him execute this play. In the pick and roll, he was handling the ball. Defender goes under. He stops, pulls up for a three, top of the key, and hits it. I don't know if he's ever done that as a Nugget. He looked pretty good doing it on that play, on that specific play. Some good minutes from Pickett. Strawther had a couple big moments there in that second quarter. All of a sudden, the Nuggets were up 11, I believe, at halftime. Early third quarter, Cam Johnson hit a couple threes, which were big because he was pretty ice cold in that first half. Bruce hit a nice catch and shoot three. Big Val got a gnarly scratch on his arm.
Jokic-esque.
A
lot of people are saying Big Val officially became a Nugget tonight.
Yes, he got baptized in blood. That's the only way you could be a center for the Nuggets. There it is. Look at that. Literally earning his stripes.
Literally earning his stripes. And then that's actually my last note of the game because the Nuggets turned it over to the deep bench from there and proceeded to lose the game.
Nice.
They got outscored 20-16 in the third and 28-16 in the fourth. The Nuggets only scored 32 points in the second half of this game to lose 94-91.
They scored 16 points in both the third and the fourth.
But in the meaningful portions of this game, there was definitely a lot to go over.
Yeah, if you just, cut the 16-0 run out in the fourth quarter, and it was a great time.
Oh, man. So
that was a
fun.
great time.
Cut that out.
Hey, right off the bat, I just want to say, Dev came in here and told us pregame that it would be the Tim Hardaway Jr. game.
He did say that.
30 seconds in, he was correct. So
He did say that. Let's go to our Red Hawk Roofing Big Takeaway. Superstar Dev, you are up first. What do you got?
My Red Hawk Roofing Big Takeaway, I'll just piggyback right where Vogt just led me. This was a game that I wanted to see Tim Hardaway Jr. fit in, look like himself, knock down a couple of shots because that is his calling card. That is what brought him to the Denver Nuggets. That is what has kept him in this league, is knocking down baskets. And it was only a matter of time until they started making, some shots. And this was his moment. This was his time. He was unconscious in that first half. I mean, it wasn't just the shots he was making. It was the type of shots that he was making. Like up, pump fake, step over to the side, move over to the right, step back left. Like, he was just knocking down shots, and I'm like, oh, okay, I could see that. And this was with them not setting him up in the ways that, this team could. This was him going out and hunting shots and knocking them down, and it was great to see him have a good game.
Yeah. It felt somewhat important for him to have a good game shooting the ball before this preseason was over. And look, he's a veteran. It's not like I was going to be worried he wasn't going to hit anything during the regular season if he was just ice cold in the preseason. But it was good to see him have a good shooting game. Dylan?
My Red Hawk Roofing Big Takeaway. First one of this game. I was going to say of the season. It's not true. Of the preseason, also not true.
What?
Listen, guys, I'm a little rusty in this game. My big takeaway was some guys had some pretty good games. Julian Strawther, pretty good game. Jalen Pickett, pretty good game. Hunter Tyson, not a great game. But there was about Peyton P-Watt. Some guys shined in this game, and it was crazy because the Denver Nuggets, Mark Daigneault, for some reason, put all of his starters in, and the Nuggets outplayed.
That was their dress rehearsal, to be fair. They had Chet coming back, and they haven't gotten all their guys together, so they wanted one game like that.
Yeah, but they put them in anyway. But the Nuggets outplayed them. They outscored them.
Yeah,
they didn't go. So there was a lot of 3-point shots being taken. I don't know how much you can pull from a game like this when it was really.
I think the Nuggets shot. The announcers said it during the first quarter how many threes they shot.
They shot a lot.
It was 15 or something.
They were trying to make up for all of last season where they didn't shoot enough.
Yeah.
But Cam Johnson also, I don't know. There were some kind of standout performances in a game that ultimately doesn't matter, but were super fun.
Okay, good Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Vogt?
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is we talked about the position battle between Hardaway and Julian Strawther in the pregame show, and both of them were great, and we're no closer to an answer.
Right.
My other real takeaway is if you ever do decide to trade Julian Strawther, don't trade him to the Thunder. He loves Paycom Center. Apparently. So Julian 4 of 7 from 3 tonight. Obviously, Game 6, he was the hero.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it was.
Wait, was
it
Game 6 in Denver?
No, I think I have that wrong. Was it Game 5 in OKC? No, Game 6 was in Denver. I've already messed up my own big takeaway. He's too good against the Thunder. It was really cool to see Julian Strawther play well. Really cool to see Tim Hardaway play well, because you haven't seen a lot of shooting sort of when you in the bench minutes and the non-Jokic minutes, and a lot of guys that are kind of afraid to shoot the ball at times, and not true with these two guys who played really well, gave them a lift. It was fun to see. It's a good reminder on Julian Strawther that I really liked that they signed Hardaway, because I think he's a more ready-made version of what you hope Julian would be. But just don't rule out the fact that Julian is going to keep getting better
Dude, he
and maybe
looks good,
ready for
man.
some kind of leap. I mean, you want that depth because I don't think you want to be relying on Julian. But when Julian goes from you need him to he's a bit of a luxury,
Jordan Poole.
that's real depth. So, good on him for playing well. And I think he's a guy who works hard in the summers, and you can see it tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I mean,
I found my take eventually.
I know.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
keep talking.
your take could have just been he loves playing the Thunder.
I know. I should have left it at that.
That might even be better. But no, Strawther looked good in this game. He's looked decent this preseason, man. And it's interesting. They bring in Hardaway, who's slotted ahead of him, but Strawther's hit some threes this preseason. Let me tally it up right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did he hit in this game?
He had 4. He was 4 of 7 tonight.
So 8 of 4. Like, he shot a good percentage from 3 in this preseason. He had some shots.
Yeah.
He definitely, and we were talking about this during the game, he looks like a better player, like a noticeably better player than he was last season.
Also, I want to shout out Crazy Abe. This was actually going to be my big takeaway. I think this is the first time I've ever watched Julian Strawther play a game and not fall over one time.
Oh.
Not fall over one time. So
That's a
big
good
round of
point,
applause.
yeah.
Big round of applause.
He looked good in this game for sure. My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is that Peyton Watson had a great preseason. And I got to think he's one of the biggest winners of this preseason for the Nuggets. And tonight again, they start their full bench. No Jamal Murray in this game. With Cam Johnson started as well. But P-Watt played a ton of point guard tonight like he did throughout most of this preseason. Mm-hmm. Handled the ball a ton. And I thought he played another pretty good game. There were definitely a couple questionable shots that he took.
Yeah.
And he's definitely trying to expand his game right now. But that pull-up 3 he took that I talked about in the big takeaways,
Yep.
He had a couple great finishes in transition today, a couple great dunks. He had 4 assists. He did have 6 turnovers.
Yep.
Just looking at the box score right now.
But he was a +9.
That's a lot of turnovers,
starters.
and that's going to come with him handling the ball because that's not a role he's played a lot the last couple years. But I think it's the role he wants to play. He's very comfortable playing it, or at least he believes he is. And I'm just encouraged overall by, what I've seen from him over the course of this whole preseason. So they're asking a lot of him. I'm very curious how it's going to go because, being that focal point or a focal point of the second unit, if Jamal's not out there, that's a big role to have.
Yeah.
It's an important one. They're putting a lot on his plate. But he's impressed me with just some stuff he's done this preseason.
Yeah, this was a promising time for him and a stock boosted moment for him because they gave him a new role and said let's see it through. I thought that was going to be an experiment where they just do it, one game to see what they have there. But it looks like that's something that they truly want to see, and what they truly want it to be is getting him into a comfortable spot. And this was a very uncomfortable spot for him. This is, the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is usually a situation where he goes in and he has to be all defensive. He has to go in with the mindset of how do I slow down an SGA or, that type of player, like those caliber of players. And he was in a new role of playing the point guard spot. And yeah, it was a little bumpy. He had some turnovers. There's a lot of situations where I think that he did revert back to the old Peyton Watson of please just slow down.
Yeah.
There were a couple moments of that
once it
for
slows
sure.
down for him, he really does find it, and it looks good. He had a lot of eye-popping moments and highlights in this game that I was like, that looks good. That's a new Peyton Watson. So a little bit of the old Peyton Watson, but the new Peyton Watson, and if this is what we're getting from a guy, I'll take that every single day of the week. So really, he looked good all preseason. This was another game that he looked good, and you'll take that every time.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time just digesting this being his role.
It's because it's so different from the last 2 years.
It really, there's no carryover.
Yeah.
You just didn't see it at all.
The last 3, it's just so different. Man.
He had a big swat tonight, which was strange because he hasn't been the defensive stalwart in that way.
Right.
Baby Mutombo-esque.
We've been more focused on his offense.
Which is not
preseason.
at all what I was expecting. But I mean, he can handle the ball. He's, if nothing else, he's if he's not going to be the point guard, he at least is You can count on him to bring the ball
Yeah.
up. You can count like his handle's way better than I ever thought it was. I'll be curious to see what it looks like when all of the players are there. And
That's why tonight was a cool though, right? Because
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
look, it's not like the Thunder were tryhards tonight. They're starters; they weren't. But this is still a good test, right?
sure.
In fact, earlier in the preseason, I think some of the lines were good to see Peyton handling the ball. How will it look against teams like the Thunder? To be fair, 6 turnovers tonight.
Yeah.
But I thought his first half was really encouraging.
It was.
And to the point you guys are making, like Watson's going to be an impactful defender. To really figure out his place in this league, he needs a role on offense. And it's not going to be stand in the corner and wait. That's just
Definitely
not who he is. So putting him on ball is, I think, worth the experiment. And I thought he showed flashes of like, oh, that's what this guy does here on offense.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It was another interesting game from him. And overall, man, and we'll talk about this in segment number 2 coming up. The bench, I'm very happy with the bench. At this point, heading into the regular season after what we saw tonight.
I am too.
And throughout these last few games, I'm very pleased with the depth of this team. And I'm pretty confident, just in the non-Jokic minutes. Fatal last words, I know. Don't even think about clipping that. But especially tonight. Tonight was a very encouraging game, I thought, for the second unit. Let's hit a break. On the other side, we'll talk more about who shined tonight and who did it. How about that?
tough.
You know who shined tonight? Michael Porter Jr. Go look at those numbers. Let's talk to you guys about Dick's Sporting Goods. Hey, Colorado, stop by your local Dick's Sporting Goods for the hottest apparel and footwear from top brands, and only top brands like Nike, Adidas Originals, FP Movement. And what's this top brand I see here? My eyes see DNVR.
DNVR.
DNVR. You can get DNVR gear at Dick's. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool for Eric, who at one point was just a dick trying to sell you some DNVR gear.
Yeah, now I'm official.
Now he's official. Score the latest equipment for baseball, football, soccer, basketball, golf, all your tailgating essentials. If you found a lower price, bring it to Dick's Sporting Goods. They'll match it with their best price
Dude,
guarantee.
take that Zin out there,
No,
Do we have to censor this entire ad read?
the lisp is back. Freudian slips. This is tough. They'll match it with their best price guarantee. Get your gear fast with free curbside pickup at your nearest store or easy shipping from Dix.com, because every season starts at Dix. Get me out of this ad read.
Shout out to Denver's best roofers, Red Hawk Roofing. Go with the pros at Red Hawk Roofing. Also, Red Hawk Roofing, the presenting sponsors of our Nuggets documentary, The Next Chapter.
We're gonna ironically
Debuting
blow
on Monday.
We're gonna blow the roof off this mother.
Debuting on Monday at the DNVR bar. RSVP on our website, thednvr.com, if you want to come. Shout out to Red Hawk Roofing. They're the homies, the presenting sponsor of the doc. And call them up for any roofing needs. No project's too small for these guys. They are your everything from minor repairs to full roof replacements on your home or business. Huge DNVR supporters as well. Supporting your local teams means also supporting local businesses like Red Hawk Roofing. If you're looking for a new roof of your home or business, be sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing at redhawkroofing.com, 720-771-8921. Tell them we sent you. All right, we're back here on the DNVR Nuggets podcast presented by Bet365. Nuggets fall in their preseason finale, 94-91.
Oh yeah, they lost.
They lost on a buzzer-beating shot by Ousmane Dieng.
Shout out.
So lame.
Shout out.
Ousmane. Always liked them. Liked him in the draft.
Not just a shot, a pump fake leaning.
Just a ridiculous play.
Just a-
like
just an
off
absurd
balance buzzer beating
Crocker.
three.
We're giving our big takeaways from this game and just kind of going over what happened here. If you're joining late, no Yoke, no Murray, no CB, no AG in this game. The Nuggets bench outplayed the Thunder starters
They did.
for the first half of this game, really the important parts of this game that everybody played. My next big takeaway, let's talk Cam Johnson.
Let's do it.
Cam Johnson, I will say he's had an underwhelming preseason.
I would agree.
Has not hit a ton of threes, has got up a decent amount of looks, but just hasn't really converted, has looked tentative, a little out of place at times, still looks like he's figuring it out. How would you guys sum up Cam's preseason?
I think to close this out, I think this was an incredible job by the Nuggets coaches to put him out there by himself so that he can get acclimated. And it was more of a remember who you are moment, for him. because he did not have to play, and I feel like a lot of older guys would have probably not played in this situation, but I'm sure he pushed for it, and they were like convincing him of like, hey, just play, just knock down a couple of shots, just play in our system, maybe, give him more time to learn play calling and things like that, but also just to say, like, there is no pressure for you. Go down there and knock down shots, put the ball on the floor, go do all of the small things, and he did that in this game. He has 6 rebounds, 4 assists, so he's doing all the little things. It's now also like, we want to see you knock down a couple of shots. It was great to see him knock down some shots in this game.
2 of 7 from 3 in this game.
2 of 7, like, it's not, he didn't make a lot of shots, but to see a couple of them go through, it's like, okay, like, that you could knock down shots. Now just do it a bit more consistently. So I do think that this was a situation to like give him some confidence to just be closer to himself, because every minute that he gets with this group is another minute that he's learning their system and their calls.
Yeah, for sure. And he started slow, and then he was good. Like, he hit a couple shots. He would have had a third 3-pointer, but it got nullified by a offensive foul by
Big Val?
Big Val, yes. Yeah. So, I mean, it didn't look good early. We were like looking at each other like, oh my God, is this like, what is happening? Is this going to be a theme where Cam Johnson just can't hit any shots? And then he started to hit, and then it looked like, okay, I can see it with this guy. Yeah. He's still obviously acclimating to the whole situation. I mean, a shooter is like the most temperamental thing in the entire game. It's just like some days you can't miss, other days you can't hit. His preseason, to your larger question, if I was to sum it up, I would say it's a learning curve. I would say it's like hard to make any kind of declarative statement about who he is as a player so far, but I did like that he gained momentum in this game.
One thing that stands out to me in this game, and this is more of a negative take, when all the other starters were out and you're still trying to learn the system, I feel like this should have been a game that he put up like 15 attempts, 16, 17 attempts, because this was you go and just get your own shots. You go and hunt some shots. You go and show us that you could create. So I would have liked to see him be he's the starter. This is a time for you to shoot the ball. So I think that's where I think is like to show you that he is still trying to get acclimated to the system.
Yeah.
I also think like there are things that Cam does that Mike doesn't, but I think the head-to-head comparison does Cam a disservice, because I don't think his value is like, I don't think Cam having a good season is he averages more points in Denver than Mike did in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. I don't think Cam's here to he doesn't need to average 18 points per game. No. I think Denver was trying to get away from the kind of big 3 offensive structure, as it were, particularly because it wasn't really a true big 3. It was kind of a 2.5 with Aaron or Mike kind of trading off. It's about Cam being a smart player that's going to do a lot of the little things that help the starters play smooth basketball. That's probably just going to end up in being another elite net rating like the starters always have. And then what that move also allowed you to do was add some depth in Jonas Valanciunas. So that's the way to look at it, not just, wow, those numbers head to head. Cam has to be here to score 20 points and make the all-star team and all that. That's not why Cam's here. Necessarily why Cam's here, I should say. There will be stretches where he scores well, stretches where he shoots the cover off the ball. I also think there will be stretches where he doesn't, and that'll be fine. As long as he's cutting through all the way, like finishing the action, being smart in terms of where he should be standing and how the ball continues to move. That's a good fit for Denver. He'll provide plenty of utility, even on the nights when he's not shooting 4 of 7 from 3. So I'm not worried about Cam. And I just don't think it was the right way to look at it of like, he's going to come here and be Denver's next all-star. Like that's not why he's here.
Yeah. And look, I don't think anybody's worried about Cam really. He'll be fine.
Also, if you are, watch basketball more than one time in your life. Like, this is the preseason, man.
Yeah. But if he had been hitting everything, imagine what we'd be saying right now.
We'd be like, he's going to be the next all-star. He's the greatest player to ever play.
Yeah. He does have a lot of pressure on him. The one new member of the starting 5. He does look like he's still trying to find his place, and that's expected. It was good to see him hit a couple shots in this game, though. Did have 4 assists as well, which was good, and 6 rebounds.
And that's, look, and again, it's it's without Jokic, without Murray, without
Yeah.
Aaron.
I mean, how many games did we see Mike, without those guys too?
put up very similar numbers.
Yeah.
So that head-to-head comparison, I think, will dissolve as the year goes on.
A guy I thought looked really good today was Bruce Brown. And Bruce was actually something I was a little concerned with, over the early part of the preseason. His offense, I was wondering if he kind of had the juice, if he still had that quick Bruce Brown burst. Defensively, he's looked good, and he looked good again in this game. But offensively, I liked what he did in this one. Hit a couple threes, got to that floater, that Bruce Brown floater. So I think some of my concerns were definitely alleviated in this game. I liked how Bruce Brown looked. And look, this is a matchup that is tailor-made for Bruce Brown, I think. Talking about guarding SGA, getting physical with some of these OKC guys. This is a team that Bruce Brown should play a big role against. So I liked how Bruce Brown looked. Definitely leaves preseason, with a good feeling.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think the thing with Bruce Brown for me is I don't feel like he's ever wowed you with his points or shooting or just straight passing or I just really feel like he always finds a way to impact the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just the Bruce Brown effect, and right now it just doesn't look the same as it did last time around, of course, because they won the championship.
Yeah.
But he still impacts the game and finds different ways, and this was a game that he did that. 5 rebounds. He's rebounding well from the guard position. He does know the system. He does know the offense, so he knows where to be. And it's just like he's getting more, acclimated as well with the system and getting back to himself. So I think there's going to be some lower games. There are going to be some good games, but also he's going to play hard the entire time. Yeah. He's going to make sure that he's giving contagious energy that everybody else can feed off of. And I just feel like when he's out there, you always have a chance. He's going to make you feel like you're going to always play hard. And I think that's better than just stats all the time.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Bruce tonight?
I think you guys articulate most of it well. Cool to see him hit some shots. I don't really love how his drives kind of often end in that
Getting
floater
blocked.
that doesn't look like it's going to go in. But I think we've done our best on this show to try to talk honestly about Bruce, which is more of a utility guy, a Swiss Army knife, than he is a point guard.
Definitely,
A guy who spent more time in the last couple seasons off the ball than he did in Denver. But he's ready-made defensively. He comes in as a guy ready to play defense at a level that most of the Nuggets couldn't or didn't last season. And so right off the bat, I think he helps. And I'll give him some time to kind of settle back into more time on the ball in Denver than he spent in Toronto.
Yeah. And then there were 2 other guys, I guess 3 looking at the box score, but to me, 2 other guys that really shined in this game. One was Strawther, who we talked about a little bit.
Yep.
The other guy who just always stands out is Spencer Jones,
Plays defense, man.
who did not score any points in this game, but had 4 steals in 12 minutes
Yeah.
and was a plus 11.
Rapid man.
And sometimes,
Hey, I'm rapid here.
and sometimes plus minus can be a little deceiving. A lot of times it can. Tonight it wasn't with him. Plus 11 in 12 minutes and 4 steals. I mean, when I was at the arena the other day for the Bulls games, I was talking to some people at the team, and I will say, man, the consensus is that Spencer Jones is going to be part of this team.
Yeah.
He's going to be part of this rotation. I'm not saying he's going to play every single game.
Right.
But he's going to play a lot.
Yeah.
He's going to play way more than your typical two-way guy does. Adelman loves him. The organization loves him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the 15th man in that roster spot midway through the year. He can really play defense. He is an elite defender. Not saying he's going to be a guy who can guard SGA for a whole game.
Is he's still a 2-way?
He's on a two-way.
He's on a two-way.
But
You have to be.
if you need somebody to get one stop on a possession, he's in the argument of guys that you want in that spot. He's just an elite defender in those situations, and I think he's going to have a real role for this team this year.
He is a guy that if guys are hurt, guys are tired, he'll play. If guys are not
He might play if everybody's healthy.
You know those games where Malone is really dissatisfied with the defensive effort and he'll go straight to like a, here's a guy who's good, at least going to play hard or whatever.
Set an example sub.
Yes, exactly. And if Adelman ends up taking that course at any point, like that's what Spencer Jones is, right? Come in, play defense, show what it looks like if you play hard. And that's what Spencer does, man. And he can play defense, and he's a smart defender. Look, I don't think you want to spend too much of your season talking about your two-way guys. Like, if all went well, you don't have to. But Spencer is one that I think is here because he can actually play 5 minutes if he needs to, and not just as like a favor to an agent or something like that. So
he can play. Yeah.
I think the organization believes in him.
Yeah, I feel like with a player like, well, just a player that's like working to try to earn their spot in this league and keep a spot in this league, there has to be those like moments and making the best of those moments. And I think about when the Nuggets had like Davon Reed, where you just have to be a specialist, or you should just have to have a moment that everybody remembers. And if this was a regular season game, you go back to him locking up, SGA for a couple of plays, or being able to switch upon him that you say, hey, that's interesting. That's a guy that, we can have out there. That was him guarding SGA.
Yeah.
He also is guarding forwards. He's also guarding centers. Like, he's a versatile defender that is a specialist. He's a lockdown guy that you don't need him to score. You just need him to go out there and impact the game. And he does that defensively. So he has a role in this league. He has a role on this team. They need more guys that are going to be able to make these defensive plays. And while his shot doesn't look good, he just doesn't look like he's just out there only for defense.
Yeah.
I think that stands out for him, is that like he still finds a way to still be around, or he's not afraid to. He's going to still shoot it, even though it looks crazy.
Yeah, and the has to be said about his shot. He shot well in college. He shot the cover off the ball in the G League. He shot over 50% from three in the G League.
Yeah.
So as ugly as that jumper looks, it's a shot he likes, and it's a shot he's going to take.
I mean, the stats say he makes it. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it, but stats
statistics-
say he
You
makes
obviously
it.
haven't watched the Grand Rapids Gold one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got me. You got me.
I would not be surprised if he basically takes the minutes that Zeke Naj. I mean, it's a long season.
Yeah.
There's moments where you need people to step. Like, I would bet for him to play 555
For sure.
minutes, or like whatever it is that Zeke Nnaji got last year. I mean, Spencer Jones is a guy that can step right in and play those utility minutes. There's a bunch of utility guys on this team.
A lot of guys.
It's pretty. Just
A lot of guys.
A lot of like guys that can just play. It's nice.
A lot of real dudes
On the
on
Nuggets,
this
I'm gonna
roster,
say
man.
9.
A lot of real guys.
I'm going to say 9 real guys.
There might be 10 real
Might be
guys.
10.
Can I get 10?
Is it 10?
I think there's 10 real
name
guys,
them.
dude.
Starters are out of the way.
Can we name them right after this break?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
There's
Let's
a-
hit a break, and we'll
Stay tuned
name
for-
all the real guys
for the
on
fellas
this
to
roster.
start naming guys.
Yeah.
What a treat.
Segment of naming guys.
What an absolute treat. Before we name some guys, let's name some products and some sponsors that we really, really like and want to tell you about. Particularly our friends at the UC Health Fan Media Takeover. UC Health's Nuggets Fan Media Takeover
That's it.
is at the corner of 16th Street and Arapahoe. Get your official Media Day photo taken. Enter for your chance to win autographed memorabilia. Win Nuggets merch and more. Share your photos on social. Tag UC Health. Tag DNVR while you're there.
Tag everyone.
They're bringing a unique experience to 16th Street. Here's that activation schedule. Tuesday, 4 to 8 p.m. Wednesday, 4 to 8 p.m. Thursday, 3 to 6 p.m. and Friday, 4 to 8 p.m. That is the week of from the 21st through the 24th. Again,
Next
on
week.
16th Street next week. Special appearances coming from Nuggets talent like Katie Wingy, Rocky, and the Nuggets dancers. Follow along and tag your Media Day photos to UC Health's social channels. That's UC Health at Instagram and UC Health at Twitter.
Also, shout out to our friends at Miller Lite. So much of a shout that I'm gonna crack this Miller Lite that's already been
That's already been
cracked.
cracked.
I was giving it to you for a prop, but you know what? Take
Oh, that great taste.
it.
96 calories.
Dude,
Taste you can depend on, man. Miller Lite, great beer, and it's the perfect beer for every occasion.
especially this occasion. A
This-
preseason game that
A
ends in
post-game
heartbreak.
podcast and show about a
By Miller
preseason
Lite.
loss. Miller Lite brewed for taste. It just hits different. Simple ingredients, 96 calories, 3.2 grams of carbs per 12 ounces. Miller Time is always a good time. The original light beer since 1975. Still iconic 50 years later. They've been the go-to beer that long.
Bro,
Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/DNVR. to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beers. Here's 50 years of Miller
You're going to be
time.
able to pick one up out of my hand later on.
You literally anywhere.
Yeah.
Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. All right, we are back here. DNVR Nuggets podcast presented by Bet365. Nuggets fall in their preseason finale 94-91, but
We got okay.
Nuggets bench outplayed
We
the
teased
Thunder
it.
starters,
We teased this.
and now we can
The
name our
fellas
real
naming
guys.
dude. All right, Brendan Vogt. Who's the first guy?
Can I just get the 5 starters out of the way?
Yeah, out of the way.
Jonas Valanciunas, real guy.
Real guy.
Okay.
Absolute real
That's
guy.
a sixth
We're
real
at
guy.
6.
Yeah.
Seventh real guy. Peyton Watson.
Real guy.
Whoa,
Real guy?
he's a real guy.
Real guy?
Real
He was
guy.
one of the real guys last year. I
He's
think
a
where they
real
wanted
guy.
him to be.
Eighth real guy. Julian Strawther?
I think you
Well,
skipped
I
one.
think there's
Well,
other real
this is
guys.
not in order.
There's other
This is
real
not-
guys to go
This
through
is
here.
this is in order of guys. Just
Let's
real
get the-
guy.
let's get the locks out of the way.
Okay, fine.
Bruce Brown is a guy.
Bruce Brown, real guy. Real
so
guy.
So you're at 7 there, right? Or you-
Seventh?
No, that's 8.
That's 8 if you're including Peyton. All right.
Yeah.
9th real guy.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is a
Tim
real
Hardaway
guy.
Jr.
Tim Hardaway,
Tim Hardaway Jr. is
Jr.
a real guy. He's a rotation
That's
player in the
9 guys.
NBA. That's 9
nine
Tim
guys.
Hardaway
guys
Jr.
already.
real guy.
Can we revisit? Julian Strawther, real guy. I'm putting it out there. That's a real guy.
So there was something said on this set tonight during the game by somebody here to the tune of, "Are we too deep?
We'll be too deep.
Do the Denver Nuggets have too many guys?
Are we too deep? We're going to put their ass to sleep?
And I'll answer that question. Probably not. But they are deeper than
That
they
is
were
the
before.
correct answer.
Probably not, because their 4th string did blow a 16-point lead. But
So, is Strawther a real guy? That is the real question.
Is Spencer Jones a
don't
real
know.
guy?
I don't know.
I don't know. But this is the point, right? If you're trying to figure out the 10th guy as opposed to the 7th guy, that's a much better position to be.
Is Jalen Pickett a real guy?
The girl's gonna come from the back of the plane. She's gonna come into the front. She's gonna go, that motherfucker.
Right to report.
I don't know. I think
Sorry.
Spencer Jones and Hunter and Pickett might be real guys, dude.
We
I
didn't
think
even talk about Jalen Pickett today, who
I
had
know, dude.
12
He had a
and
great
4 in 25 minutes.
he had the game. He certainly had a game that resembled one of a real guy. I'll say that.
He can be a real guy, but sometimes he's not, which is I think makes you kind of half a real guy, aka not a real guy. But he might finish. Does Julian Strawther, Eric, finish the season as a real guy?
Yes.
All right.
That
Yeah,
means
this team
that
or
means
another
something
team.
happens. That means something happens to somebody if he is. You're not going 11 deep.
The Thunder did it.
That's a good point.
And what happened with them? I don't remember. Listen, man. All I know is that we got real guys on real guys on real guys. It's raining guys, dude. Hallelujah.
They definitely have more real guys than they did last year.
It actually is kind of a problem. It is. I don't know who
I don't
it
think it's
was.
a problem.
I don't think it's a problem.
I
it's
don't
a
know who it was
I
that
don't think it's
proclaimed that we were too deep, but we might be
somebody
too
up
deep.
here, take
We
a guess.
might be too deep.
I don't think they're too deep, but they are finally deep, and that is nice. Also, we're just. If you're only listening to the podcast tonight, this entire thing is clippable for us in a bad way.
Yeah.
you know?
I mean,
it's a
yeah.
disaster.
It's a
Listen,
disaster.
we're in our feelings. We lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder again. We lost to the Wolves and the Thunder in the preseason. It's been an absolute disaster.
Do we have any other takeaways from this game before we move on to bigger preseason takeaways? I also want to go around the association a little bit later. Any other overarching takeaways from this preseason?
One of
the
my
preseason.
Or
overarching
this game.
takeaways, honestly, is that when Zeke plays bad, we talk about him playing bad. It's like everybody brings it up. It's evident. In this game, Hunter Tyson went in the game.
Bro.
That was the moment that they lost the game.
So true, dude.
Truly. He has been bad for a long time now. Like, it's not just like, hey, he's getting a bad, rap, or hey, he's getting put in bad situations. Like, they're trying there. He got 6 shots up in 11 minutes. So he is being physical, he's being aggressive, he's trying to go out there and be this crazy guy. He is not good right now. And it's pretty wild to see like how the trajectory has changed, because he was good. I remember a time he was good.
Larry Bird.
Same as Zeke Naji. There was a time that he was good. They had a 1-game peak, and then from there it's been nothing but bad. But I just want to put it out there. Hunter Tyson is not a real guy. He was
I think
not been good.
that's
Not a
confirmed,
real guy.
yeah.
Damn, that's tough. And it's hard to refute. And it's impossible to refute. As much as, dude, I wanted Hunter Tyson to be a guy. I can't even talk about it. I feel bad.
Yeah.
And by the way, I did see a commenter say, I heard that Hunter Tyson was making shots all summer long. And I just want to say that was last summer. That was last summer. Now it's this summer. We have not heard his name once.
Okay.
Zeke had 5 steals tonight, right?
Yeah. Zeke did
I'm
a
gonna
couple
have to
things.
go back and count those. Not gonna lie.
He has some hard screens.
That's really
he has
beat
some
up,
hard
yeah.
screens.
Could I
man.
tell you one of the real tragedies of Zeke? If he was just never in the right spot or never close at all, it would almost be easier to just deal with. But Zeke is perpetually
close.
almost making a good
So
play.
close.
He's close.
And it
So
bounces,
close.
but he rarely is, right? Like how often does he hustle for a rebound, but it just bounces off his fingers, or he just can't quite get it, or he just can't quite finish around the rim. It's like it's tantalizing that makes it even more annoying. But at least he played defense. Overarching takeaways as it turns into Club DNVR downstairs.
Bro.
I guess it's a Friday.
Do you think they know we're doing a show?
Not a
No,
chance.
why
You
would
think they care that we're doing
Why would they know that we're doing a show? It's the business that we run.
That doesn't mean that they do. One overarching takeaway I had about the Denver Nuggets in the preseason is I think this group is in shape.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've said that collectively about them in the last couple of years. They strike me as a team that's ready to run, ready to be the tryhards against OKC starters.
definitely.
You know, ready. I thought everyone tonight was playing defense. I thought a lot of the starters, Christian and Jamal, were playing some hard defense in their minutes in previous games. So,
Could you speak up, please?
I really think these guys are just in shape and ready to go.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. And I kind of want to talk
get
about
louder.
Jalen Pickett a little bit. Do you guys?
Let's
I
talk
thought
about
Jalen
him.
Pickett looked very competent. I thought he looked really comfortable. The one thing that I always come back to and I always say is that he can shoot. Like, he can absolutely
He really
shoot that
can.
ball. And he had not only, he shot tonight, he shot well tonight, but he was also making great passes. He was also getting the ball where it needed to go. He looked very confident. He was still buried deep in the depth chart. He didn't get in until the third round of guys coming in.
Yeah.
But for my money, if I'm looking at, even though he had a great game, P-Watt or Jalen Pickett, I think I would, to be the guy that's going to run an offense, I think I would prefer Pickett in that role, honestly. And with Peyton playing off of him, both of them maybe handling the ball, because I do have to say, Peyton Watson's ball handling has been a revelation for me, especially because I just didn't even envision that as being part of his game. But I don't know, man. I just feel like I hope he gets a little bit of a shake this year, because he's looked like he has made a leap, if not in ability, just in confidence.
And it has been interesting how we talked about the Bruce Brown Pickett competition maybe heading into preseason, and Pickett just hasn't really played a ton with the bench.
Yeah,
It's kind of been P-Watt and Bruce combo.
Yeah, he's relegated to the third unit, and it does feel he sticks out as easily the best of that group.
Right, for sure.
He probably is good
For
enough
sure.
to be in the second unit if
Definitely.
the roster looked differently.
Yep.
Or at least good enough to be in the conversation for that. I almost feel bad for him because most of our looks at him right now are go win the game alongside Hunter Tyson. And it's he's probably not going to do that, but I
Yeah.
think he's better than this.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for him too, because if you look at his season outlook, I really think that he was thinking that he was going to be in a position to be able to go out there and prove himself. They got rid of, Russell Westbrook, and he catapults in the spot of being the backup point guard in his mind. He also went over being on the outs. You talk about these other guys that were playing and then stopped or just did not get the looks. We just talked about
It's getting louder. What?
we just talk about the Zeke Naji, you talk about the Hunter Tyson. These were guys that were on the outs and have not, made themselves back in. And Jalen Pickett also was in that same fold. And this was a game where this was a preseason that he came in as the third point guard on the option that they tried to move somebody over to his spot. And he comes into this game as the third or the backup guard, and he has a good game. We've seen him in very limited minutes, but we've seen good minutes from Jalen Pickett where he's, passing the ball, taking care of the ball, setting the offense up. But he is a confident shooter, and he's knocking down his three-point shot. So we've seen good from Jalen Pickett, and he still doesn't. He's still on the outs. So it is like one of those situations that you ask for a guy to just show you more and show you more. And he's done that, and he still is not going to get the minutes and the time that you would expect.
Okay,
Yeah.
I sent a text. I've sent a text.
Oh, really?
By the way, I just want to let you guys know, not an exaggeration, there is a DJ downstairs.
No,
right?
I know that. I know
Yeah,
that.
there's
real
a
DJ.
That would
active-
explain it.
There's also a bunch
DJ
of
set.
there's also a bunch of women that we know all saying "woo."
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna be a tough-
love
When
to
you
say
get into
that,
the
man.
woo and
It's
ass
Bro,
stage of
they
the
love
night,
to
It's gonna be
say
a
that.
tough night here at the
Also,
DNVR
I'll be
bar.
saying woo at the bar.
imagine paying
if
for a
he's saying
DJ and then you're going over to him like, "Hey, could you keep it down?"
It's like, could you keep it down? They're doing a podcast
Our guys are
about the
podcasting
last
upstairs.
Oh,
preseason game.
I'm sorry, everyone at DNVR. We doing our jobs.
I'm glad the chat can hear us because I can't hear Dev or Eric at all.
Not about you guys being able to hear us. We can't hear each other.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go downstairs. Let you guys finish.
If we just talk about some big preseason winners and losers, a big winner this preseason to me is the front office. Ben Tenzer and John Wallace.
Yeah, I agree.
Ben Wallace, please.
Ben Wallace.
Right.
Because, I mean, they went out with a very concrete plan of what they want to do this summer and somehow pulled it off. They got Big Val for Jonas Valanciunas, and Big Val looks exactly as advertised.
Yeah.
They got Bruce Brown back. Bruce Brown looks like pretty much Bruce Brown. They traded they got a deal done for Cam Johnson that we didn't think they'd be able to get done.
It's getting louder.
My butt's vibrating.
Yo,
So I gotta say a big winner is definitely the front office.
I like what they told us at the at media day. They were asked
I feel like my
about their
text
approach to
wasn't
the
listened to at all.
offseason, and Ben said explicitly, the one tangible thing that we knew we were trying to do was to add depth. Nikola Jokic called for depth. Ownership said we heard Jokic's comments. The front office came in and they added depth.
Yeah.
And I think that's how you should look at every move, including the Cam for Mike trade. It's about some of the flexibility it created to add depth. And that's why I think people feel differently about the Nuggets this season.
For sure.
Online, that conversation with other fan bases might get reduced to stat head comparisons about Cam to Mike. It's not about that at all. It's about the Nuggets are deeper now than they used to be. And this is a starting lineup that's been begging for some depth. And to Harrison's point, I think I can't do this anymore.
I know, dude. I know
see
you're
you guys
talking.
downstairs.
Yeah, I know you're talking. I know you're saying something. It's probably a salient point. I can't hear it.
I thought it was good, but I don't care
listen,
anymore.
man. Here's what I'll say about tonight's game. It was fun.
It
What a
was
fun
on.
game.
And we've had some fun games this preseason.
The Denver Nuggets brought energy. Like, the Denver Nuggets brought excitement. There's a lot of guys that just bring, like Tim Hardaway Jr. was fun tonight. Like, Julian Strawther was fun. Peyton Watson was fun tonight. Basically everyone except for Hunter Tyson was fun
Agreed.
tonight. And it just gives you that good feeling going into the season. Like, I love that Valanciunas, got his baptism by blood. I love that he also, though, was fighting and that he was taking, fadeaway threes. Like, he's a lot more, fluid than you would expect. This is so hard.
Soundtracked by a Christina
Can
Aguilera
somebody
remix.
just actually go down there?
No, you can't. It's a DJ.
It's a
They
DJ,
paid
bro.
for a
I think
DJ.
we got to
That
eat
doesn't
it.
mean that they can't
we
go down.
just get through it. You talked about the fun part of this all is that was something that was missing from last year's team. Like, going into it, this preseason, you were excited. You were,
I think they got my text.
They got the
my text.
you were wanting something, to see something
Oh, no, the
to
song
get
just ended.
behind. And I just feel like for the fans, they owed it to them to find that. And we finally have excitement. This was a game that they didn't have the starters in. We were all still here. We were all still excited to watch this game and to try to find something that you could read out of this game. That just was not there. And then you go into the season right now, there's more excitement. You didn't see them. You want to see how they start out the year. You are, excited to see if some of the things that have panned out in this preseason is going to translate into the season. We're down right now on Hunter Tyson. We're down right now on Zeke Naji. How many minutes are they getting this year? You know what I mean? So you're
totally,
not down
yeah.
on the players
Right.
that you
Exactly.
truly need to do good. We finally seen a good showing from Tim Hardaway Jr. It was just a matter of time. You've seen Cam Johnson have flashes where you're like, that makes sense. It was just a matter of time, but I'm okay with it just being those end of the bench guys. this is exciting right now, and I think we have something to be excited for heading into the season.
Definitely.
Should we go around the association? We got 10 minutes left in the
and
show.
I want to take you guys to the first around the association note, and it is from baseball. Shohei Ohtani started tonight and struck out 10 guys and hit 3 home runs.
3 home runs.
Yeah.
Great.
I know that's good.
Dev knows that's good.
I know that's good.
Although I will say it's his first ever good playoff game, and it came while they were leading 3-0. So if you want to hate,
He's a front runner.
Well, let's go around the top 40 from 30 years ago.
Christina
Like they are
Aguilera
downtown.
prominently featured, apparently.
oh, you meant the NBA. My bad.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
I can do it. How
Yeah,
about
do it.
this one? I told you guys about.
I was queuing you up for this.
I know Mike played pretty well tonight in Brooklyn.
Hey, come on. Pretty well.
Pretty well. Actually, it was in Toronto. Michael Porter Jr. tonight against the Raptors. 34 points, 10 rebounds,
20 shots.
3 assists, 12 of 20 shooting, 6 of 11 from 3.
That's
Just
not
say the
right.
stat line again.
That's not right.
34 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 12 of 20 shooting, 6 of 11 from 3. You don't see Mike shoot 20 shots a lot in Denver. I think that's why Mike is really thrilled about this trade.
Yeah.
And is it going to lead to winning basketball for Brooklyn? Probably not, but Mike gets to spread his wings a little bit. And tonight, he soared. Michael Porter Jr., big game as the Nets, wait for it, lose to the
Yeah, I
Raptors
know.
119 to
Oh,
114.
that's what they're going to have this year.
Yep. 31 points on the other side, by the way, from Scotty Barnes.
Scotty
25
B.
points from RJ Barrett as whatever on earth this Raptors roster is,
Zach loves Toronto Raptors.
puts together a strong performance and takes
loves
down the Nets.
Does. Oh.
The Knicks beat the Hornets tonight. I think, look, we're looking at the heated leftovers portion of preseason. Like, I think for the Knicks, not a lot of guys played. Jalen Brunson did play, though. Got 31 points in this game. I would be so annoyed if I was playing in a preseason game and Jalen Brunson scored 31
How many
points.
times did he shoot?
He shot 25 times.
So annoying.
And I'd be like, hey, man, you don't need this.
Right.
Yeah,
You don't
hey,
need
man,
this at
we
all.
need to open up the investigation.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Come on, bro.
Miles Bridges, whatever. I don't even want to say it. Who cares? Colin Sexton on the other side, 21 points and 10 rebounds as the Knicks beat the Hornets. The Kings are playing the Lakers right now. The Warriors are playing the Clippers right now. The Grizzlies dropped 141 points on the Heat. 141 points
That's even good for the preseason.
in regulation.
They got 10 Hunter Tysons on that team.
And it was a real kind of Heat performance. A bunch of guys overperformed. Normal Powell, 23 points. Khalil Ware, 20 points. Bam Adebayo, 23 points. Andrew Wiggins, 10 points. But big game from the Miami Heat. Or I'm sorry. Big game for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Not for the Heat.
Who beat the Heat. 21 points for Jalen Wells in that game. And then old friend Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. 10 points and 5 assists on 4 of 8 shooting.
Okay.
2 of 3 from deep. My Twitter For You algorithm was feeding me some Grizzlies fans who think KCP is a very smooth jumper. So
Wow.
Okay,
perhaps
all right.
it'll be a different...
They think very differently than Magic fans.
That's what I was getting at. And you know what? I think, because the Grizzlies probably aren't winning the title, even if they're out west, rooting for KCP to have a bounce back year here.
Let's go KCP.
For sure. And a bunch of third stringers and stuff scored for the Grizzlies. I'm already out of steam on this ATA, guys.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take over, I guess. San Antonio Spurs get the win. They put up 133 points against the Pacers, and
What did the Sixers do?
I don't know if the Pacers are going to be good this year. It's not only preseason, but they're missing their point guard. That's rough to
It's
try
not
to get
gonna
back
happen
to.
for them.
That's tough. But me and D-Line's favorite player, Wemby, he looks good right now. He's been having some monster games in the preseason.
I did
games.
see.
Like,
I did see. He's been posting up.
he's been posting.
Has
He's
he?
knocking
If he posts up-
people over on the way to the rim.
If he
looks like
posts up, I'm
Wemby.
Then I retract my play or my criticisms. But to this point, I looked it up. I asked ChatGPT, what is the most common Wembanyama shot?
a 3.
3. 54% of time.
54% of his shots are 3.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
Look at
another.
Eric bringing the...
Another big like, I guess
That he shoots at 33%, by the way.
Right.
NBA thing
That's
around
below
association is Joel Embiid, made his long waited return to basketball.
Yeah.
He played only 18 minutes, but I mean, this is the first time that we've seen him. He was cleared like today to play. He went 5 of 10 from the field, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. I mean, he put up some stats.
Man,
DJ
Jokic-esque
Antone,
line.
good. That is a good rookie.
Yeah.
Good pick, man.
I mean, he took 18 field goal attempts in this game. He understood the assignment. He's been doing that every single time. He had
he's gonna
26
be good.
points. Tyrese Maxey had 27 points. Quentin Grimes had 22 points.
Wow.
They have some scores in that 76ers offense.
I know. I think we wrote them off too early. I think they actually might be a squad this year if Embiid plays.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. Did we see, because, I mean, this is the other side. Did we see Anthony Edwards at all in the preseason? I don't think he played.
I don't think so. He definitely did not play against the Nuggets.
I don't know if he did. He did do his award show recently.
He did do that.
Did you see that?
He also put out his phone number on Twitter.
It's his real number, too. Go
Yeah,
text
his real
him.
number. You can just text him.
That's hilarious. I mean, Bones Highland had 10 points in this one. Probably the last time I'm going to see him for a while.
Yeah, probably.
Rob Dillingham had 11 points. That was really the only names that I knew on that Minnesota team.
By the way, Bones in the preseason endeared himself to Wolves fans. They were talking a lot of positive talk about Bones over there, whether he fits into the rotation or not. I think Rob Dillingham will get the first look there at that backup guard or whatever. But
Bones is not done in this league. He's not.
He's. Let's just reiterate that if he falls out of league, it's not because he's bad at basketball. You know,
No, it's just that
Bones is talented.
Yeah.
Bones is talented.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit Super Chats, and then we'll get out of here.
Then we'll get down to the Woo Club. Woo.
Go turn the party back up for them. The Fox Prince, true sicko hour, but such a gorgeous second quarter. I'm glad to see our creative playmaking and hard work on defense for most of this game. NBA media is going to run wild with those final minutes, but our bench killed the OKC starters tonight.
It's true.
It really is true, man. I mean, that's the overarching storyline from this game. The Nuggets bench beat the OKC starters.
Although I don't feel like NBA media is going to go wild.
No, I don't think anyone's going to care at all.
That's
in the last.
Yeah, NBA media will not go wild.
Maybe-
Although there was some big name NBA media sitting courtside.
I'm not even sure if OKC media is
It's
going
just
to.
Chris Mannix sitting court.
Our
We're
guy Chris Mannix
we're
posted
what is
up
happening?
at the scores
So
table.
yeah, don't be surprised if a blockbuster story drops about this.
But Vladislav, what you know about that cat named P-Watt? Magic 8 Ball cat emoji. Big Honey, thank you, Hunter Tyson.
Man,
Poor Hunter.
Poor Hunter.
Vladislav,
of the
untrimmed
show.
nails should be a flagrant 2 in the NBA.
Man, it should be. I cannot walk around with my nails if they get even a little bit long. Like it bothers me to the point where I just would gnaw on them. I can't imagine suiting up for an NBA game with claws able to do that kind of damage.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm with you. But
Yeah.
apparently it happens a lot. Jackson, did the Nuggets change the challenge guy that sits in the back? Yes, they did. Because they changed their coaching staff.
All their coaching
So
staff.
yes, they did. Spencer Hayes, friend of the show, checking in from OKC.
Hey,
what are you
what's up,
doing in
Spence?
OKC?
Well, what she's doing is enjoying OKC nightlife, which means watching us on YouTube.
This is
right.
OKC nightlife.
You go to the game, you watch DNVR Nuggets.
This is OKC
You
nightlife.
get
It's
on a
like
flight back to
time to
Dallas.
enjoy what OKC has to offer. The DNVR Nuggets fellas on YouTube.
Uncle Rico's Revenge, Harrison Matarazzo. Kyle M. Hey, D-Line.
Hey, what up?
Remember Zingate.
We do.
Never forget.
We will never forget Zingate.
Uncle Rico's Revenge. AG is the guyest of all the guys
So
who ever
guyed.
guide.
So, guide.
Uncle Rico's Revenge. One more. We need guys who bring juice. God, what a gross show.
That was
we
a
did
great
tonight.
segment, naming the real guys. We should bring that back.
That is a good guy. Dude, we have a
segment.
lot of guys, man.
It's a good repeatable
Even
segment.
Calvin Booth himself would be. He would be. Give him a hard time to try and trim this down to 6 guys.
He would need the count from Sesame Street to help him get up to this
One,
number of guys.
One real guy.
Julian Strawther, 9.5.
I just think Julian Strawther's a real guy. I think Spencer Jones is a real guy, dude. And I think Jalen Pickett's a real guy.
Hey, the good news is we have 82 games to decide who is and who isn't a real guy.
Do you think we'll know at that time? I feel like we'll never know. You know what I mean?
we might not. We'll
know.
certainly see.
We'll-
Dusty Old Cowtown with a buzzer beater saying the broadcast was saying P. Watt's a good 3-point and free throw shooter. He looked like it tonight.
Looked like
So
it
maybe
tonight.
that's why.
Guys, we are done with the preseason.
Oh my God, dude.
Starting Monday,
We're in the dog days of the before the season.
the regular season doesn't start quite yet, but it's very close. Also on Monday, our documentary, The Next Chapter, comes out. We're having a live premiere at the bar Monday night, 6 p.m. RSVP to the link.
Be there.
In the show notes if you're coming.
Yes.
We're going to show the doc. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk Nuggets. It's going to be a great kickoff to the season.
The doc will be available online after that at some
The
point.
doc will be available online as well.
And our season preview is going to drop as well. So you'll be covered between the limbo time between the preseason and the season.
Plus, we got the tarot card. There's so much
Big
happening.
week coming up.
The season is actually coming too soon. Slow down.
Big week
We need
coming
more
up.
time.
Thanks for hanging out with us during the offseason, during the preseason. We'll talk to you Monday.
Go grab a guy.
We all silly like the mayor.